Okay, cool. So, welcome everyone. This is an overview of me and Paul's CPTS game, fighting for undefeated in North America. We agreed beforehand that it would be a Phobos versus Blades game because of the teams we're known for, and we again not a super high stakes match, only really bragging rights. So we were just like, hey, let's do the most fun matchup rather than the ban process. Paul, what are your thoughts going into this matchup? Uh,
Yeah, so I mean, thoughts going into it, like, I know we discussed it earlier in the game, but like, Blades really are just kind of the perfect counter to Phobos with like Dance of Death getting around Omni Scramble, the threat ranges being the same, but I have more guys and can trade easily. But then Phobos are just so crazy that I think it kind of goes to like an even matchup. Um, I was a little nervous going into it, but again, I was kind of just like, if I lose, I still make it to final. So that
yeah,
definitely got
lots of
some
the
of the nerves
pressure
out of it.
off on this matchup.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
the stakes are much lower than every matchup previously, basically, where there was a chance
exactly.
if you lost it, you were eliminated. Cool. So, what was your team comp going in this matchup, and like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I ran a 2-2-4, I believe. So I did two Dyers, which were very impactful. Did two Scorpions and four Banshees. My Exarch was the Biting Blade, the 5/6 with two Mortal Wounds at the start, so I can two shot with two Norms. I was thinking that given like the limited amount of light cover, there's really just that one in the main room. I didn't really need too many Scorpions, and there's not too many hatchways to abuse. So I just wanted the extra, 4/6 to threaten with.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm running a pretty typical Phobos loadout. Nothing particularly fancy here. The biggest thing is went an extra Reaver Warrior. The idea behind that is it's much more threatening for you to ever fight my Reaver Warriors because they two shot you. So if you don't roll the double crits or the double
Triple
crits with
crit,
your two
really.
damage, yeah, three crits really to effectively kill me, I can force through basically the kill back on you. And I mean, P1 guns aren't as good as Lethal 5, but with extra damage on crits with my shooting, it can generally get the job done.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
cool. Did you have any thoughts going in on map? I noticed you did take this heavy barricade here, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. So I've noticed a lot, like when I play on this map, I really like a heavy right there, just because it lets you stage into the room. I mean, sometimes I'll take lights against teams that have limited or no seek light, but I just wanted the heavy to not have to worry about it. Um,
yeah, makes sense.
yeah, just so that I was able to like one there, so I can like actually stage guys that can flex between my home and the mid. I never had any intention of pushing onto your objective because not on this map.
Yeah, especially with me taking red side where it's
Yeah, and you have Reavers. Oh no, you're 3 APL, you still win. Like,
yeah,
so
exactly.
it's not worth it.
I was pretty sure you weren't going for my home point, hence I committed as little as possible to it, and then
Yeah.
uh, we'll get to deployment soon. Nothing too fancy about equipment. You took your heavy. I'm going double stun, double smoke. Didn't really use them that effectively this game. I think that was something I could have done more of for sure. There was at least one stun opportunity I saw this game, though I'll mention when it comes up.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, any interesting things that you were thinking about with deployment? You were definitely not trying to go too hard on my home point. I think we were both sort of looking at it and seeing who could commit as little as possible. Oh, I guess we can chat attack ops. You went dominate. I'm interested about dominate.
Yeah,
Do you
so
like dominate?
recently yeah, I've been loving Dominate on Blades. Like recently I've been just loving the 0 AP tac ops.
Okay.
I think that retrieval is kind of the only exception to it because it's very safe.
Hmm.
Um just like Blades of Cain have 24 APL, and that's like their biggest strength in my opinion. That and their tricks. So just being able to like, okay, I use 1 to 2 APL for the mission, and then 22 for murder, and then I still score my tac. Is just really strong.
Interesting. Interesting. I always sort of
Yeah,
saw it the other way, where it's like you have so much AP that um, you don't mind having a more AP expensive tac op. But I do think it's interesting that it's like because your
yeah,
strength is in AP, if you're not utilizing that strength to build a lead, you're gonna fall behind. That makes a lot of sense to me.
exactly. Especially like with attack like Steel Intel. I think it works really well on Phobos because of the free mission actions. But outside of Phobos, it's like the thing is I have to charge in, grab the marker. Yeah, I can strike and fade to get back to conceal, but I'm still out in the open, and I'm gonna get charge fought and die, and then drop it, and then I have to repo shoot and then waste an AP picking up instead of double shooting.
Yeah,
So
no. I will say, just unrelated, watching this video, man, I move it a lot.
you what?
People have watching through this video. I don't know. I move the screen constantly. It's quite amusing.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I'm sure not the most pleasant thing as a viewer. I might try and set up get a third account into my games to just hover above record. Might be
Oh,
good.
that'd be cool.
But it would require me getting another computer to run it. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, cool. So pretty simple deployments. Me double check and shoot the kills. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
6 inches.
we can. I don't think we chatted about most of the deployment things.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, deployment
classic,
right there.
classic Mandrake's opening, uh, the Mandrake Gambit, where you cheat and put your model in their opponent's back line.
Yep,
It,
yep.
this is something Paul is well known for. Uh,
Definitely. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I cheat all the time.
yeah, well known. Cool. So we have prio rolls. Don't need to watch. We can get into the actual play of the game because I do want to spend some time chatting about turn one staging here. Because
Yeah, yeah.
I think there's I did at least one interesting thing turn one. I don't know if you were expecting it. We can chat about
You
that when it happens.
absolutely did something very interesting. I won't spoil for the viewers, but I wanted to ask what your thought process was when you got to it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get started. Just moving up. I think we're both planning to sort of take the most obvious actions first
Yep.
because that's typically how you want to start opening. So I just begin going on guard. I don't really expect to get any value here, but it does force you to play around a possible run up activate Seek Light shoot,
Hmm.
which is a good thing to have. I don't really think it changed your play turn one very much at all.
No, not at all. I did
Yeah,
not really care.
I didn't expect you to. It was more so just a good stall, you know?
Exact. No, it makes perfect sense. I think that's a great spot for the marksman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I think there I'm just measuring out like, charge fight shoots. Especially
Yep.
because like I don't mind if a banshee gets charged. I can try to live one and then I can probably survive one with the 3-up save with the scorpion, but if you do it the other way around, I am cooked.
Yeah, if I charge the Scorpion, shoot the Banshee.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's one of the 3-up save on Scorpions. How you found it pretty impactful overall?
It's not like crazy impactful, but it's definitely enough of a buff to where I can just kind of sit there and be like, I can eat a crack, you know? And if
Okay.
I have to burn Jas, if it's really that important, I can. Um, but I mean, I obviously don't want to burn
Yeah,
Jas
but
for that, but
noticeable to you.
it's still a possibility.
Yeah. I'm moving my sergeant up, doing some fancy placings here. I spent a lot of time measuring this because my goal is to just totally shut down any possibility of you playing in this room. Where if you stage too close to the door, I can breach, hatchway fight you. If you don't stage too close, I can shoot you, basically forcing your only real position to be like along that wall outside of two of the door. And in that position, you're just no threat at all. I don't really think you ever had plans to go in.
No,
But
I wanted to use like I was like my two things with the banshees like I'm either going to one go onto the teleporter or two just rotate to mid depending on what you do on the left part over there, like where the part closer to your teleporter.
yeah, it makes total
Um,
sense.
but I mean, had you not done that, maybe, right?
Mhm. Yeah, again, I think we both sort of knew there wasn't actually going to be any action on that side of the table going in because it's like
Yeah,
it's just breach markers are so hard to play around. The
exactly.
the thing about the breach markers, it always makes the attacker in the bad position because they have to spend 2 APL, and then even if you get a fight off, you're still like you get 1 APL's worth of damage out, and then your opponent has 3 APL to punish you or 2 APL to punish you, and so it's just like not worth ever breaching, in my opinion.
Yeah, unless you can like breach it TP1 and then have like more threats on that side of the board, but that
Yeah,
requires so much commitment and like especially on this map, I've seen it work like once, pushing that home objective, and that was due to really poor dice. Um,
exactly. I just think
It's
it's
really really hard to push this
you're
or push
just
that. Yeah,
it's also like you're playing the game harder than it needs to be.
exactly.
Especially because like I mean your banshee over there is going to get lots of value. Um,
Yeah.
just some
I'll just
threatening
mention for
things.
the viewers that scorpion that I put behind light is super concealed.
Ah, yes, just to stop the threat I had
Yeah.
of move up, seek light you out. He's also had an interesting angle. You were very like concerned about him getting shot. It felt like. Um,
Yeah, I wanted to like avoid like getting shot through the door, like the my home's door. Uh,
yes, yes,
yeah,
that makes sense.
because
It-
I know how Phobos are. You just run up
uh,
and do the dumbest plays ever, but it's like, oh, I could see a pixel and I'll ignore the obscurity from Auspex. Cool, you die.
yep. Yeah. So this is sort of my. I very much so was looking at this. I was like, you're not attacking my home point at all. I don't feel like I'm actually advantaged playing mid versus blades. I think you just have the ability to focus more firepower on it, right? And
Yeah,
as Phobos on ITD, I think it's really important you set up like clear alleys. The more you can split the map into multiple segments, the better off you are. Because when you split the map into, for example, three super tight segments, where each of your where you've deployed like two or three operatives on each one, and your opponent has deployed about a third of a team on each one, it makes Omni Scramble so much more powerful, right? So
yeah.
my goal is to not fight you in one area, but to sort of split the map into two sections. Um, and so I'm just staging sort of here. You have a good response, but and again, this is an odd bit where I stage here, and you're gonna have a banshee on the teleporter, which is definitely something I'm worried about. But I don't really know, other than just like let you charge, fight me, and hope you whiff, which is a pain. I do about that. I was sort of trying to puzzle it out in my head, and I wasn't coming to great answers about it. So honestly, the banshee on that teleporter was a menace for me. I almost wonder if I should have just pushed up and breached that door turn one, breached the wall turn one, just to threaten that banshee, which would have
Can you?
it would have meant starting the marksman on that side to open the door, and instead of my Reaper Sergeant doing the home play,
Yeah,
it would have
Reaper.
had to
Yeah,
be a
with yeah,
warrior.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
so it would have been a much bigger commitment, but I don't. I think it might have shut down some of that pressure if I had just played super aggressively on that side, like actually just forced it after seeing you only deploy one model there.
Yeah, I think that would have definitely changed some things for me for sure. Because like the thing about that breach point is like, because I mean, later I do put that banshee on the teleport, and I'm like, cool, you can counteract move, breach charge, do nothing. You can breach repo, do nothing.
Yeah,
So like it's safe for you because I can get to your home, but it's like it's also safe for me, and I
yeah,
can threaten like your models back there.
yeah. So I actually do think with you only having deployed one model there, I should have committed more. Of course, would have meant thinking about it more ahead of time and putting an additional a warrior over there. But I do think like if the sergeant had been swapped positions, because his 13 wound is actually really important in a lot of
I agree
circumstances.
100%. Like yeah,
I think
uh,
putting a warrior on that side and just actually breaching that wall and sort of forcing you to rotate that model to mid or give it up would have been the stronger play. Looking at it in post, just with how this turn one is going so far. Um,
I think
which
here is where I oh god
yeah, so I don't think anything super unexpected is happening so far. We're just sort of staging. But
passive
I do
aggressive.
have this threat behind the door, right? And that's a pretty big, the Reaver Warrior behind the door, which is probably
100%.
the biggest threat on the table for you right now. It's really the only threat I've staged in position to hit you. And the problem, of course, is you don't have a great answer to it, other than you can like move a Banshee up, open the door, fight me, and then hope you roll three crits,
Yeah.
or at least the crits to fall back shoot. Or you can commit your Exarch, which is, I believe, what you end up doing. Oh
Oh,
no,
I
no,
do a
no.
dance of death. So I what I
Yes.
did there was yeah. So I did that, and then my Exarch was able to dance of death in, and then
Cool.
the reason why I did it like that was because you can open door for free, charge fight, and then you'll have another AP left.
Mhm.
But the thing about a banshee is like I can reliably eat a charge. You will kill me on the second fight. But with pre-parry just to scratch and contempt, I'm able to eat one, then force a second out so you can't go on guard, and then because I'm taking dominate, I'll just do the slicing hurricane, repo, shoot, shoot, repo back, and then just keep my 2 dominates, and that is a-okay with me.
Makes sense. So you're placing the Banshee sort of as a defensive piece. So if you lose initiative, you can use them
Yeah.
and then fall
And
back.
then also the threat of the Omni Scramble, not the Omni Scramble. I play too much Phobos. The threat of the Dance of Death to get my Exarch up.
Mhm.
And like, if I do win initiative and you let me go first, then I'm able to just, or like if I go first regardless, I can just go up there, open door, and then that is a reliable kill.
Yeah, well, the Banshee isn't, but flipping the Exarch in. And so
No, yes, sorry, the Exarch would be through Dance
I
of Death.
see this threat, right? I identify this threat and I go, ah, shit, this isn't very good for me, right? I think you outstaged me a lot on turn one. I actually think you, at the end, at this point in turn one, right, like with the models where they are right now, I think you are pretty significantly ahead, right? I
Fair,
think
yeah.
you've put a lot of pressure on like this door where I'm basically only able to hit a Howling Banshee where you have parry first, and then maybe do something else. Meanwhile, you can flip in for basically a guaranteed kill, right? So
Yeah.
you're feeling good about like if I go in, I'm not really getting a double kill, but you have a consistent kill on me. So and then mid, we just don't. There's no threats, and then I'm not pressuring the right side, which I think is again we chatted about it, but I think it's actually a pretty big mistake that is going to cost me a lot this game in terms of how I should have played it. Um,
Yeah, I mean, in terms of how I was feeling, I was definitely like, I was feeling good at this point. Still feeling a little nervous because even though I do have the Exarch play, in my head, again, I'm taking Dominate, right? So
yeah,
if I just do that, I'm down a lot of like I'm going first, so I'm gonna lose a CP. I'm Dance of Deathing. I'm take you losing another CP, and then I'm gonna get a single kill with my Exarch, and then just be out in the open and lose my 2 dominates. So in my head, it was like I'm feeling good that I have the threat projection, but since you didn't know I was taking dominate yet, I absolutely was never gonna go for it. Uh,
interesting.
but
Okay, you don't think you would have swapped just taken the charge fight kill?
No, because I mean the thing is, I would have lost my dominates, right? Like I think
Makes
because
sense.
I have last, I can play a little more passive, and it's okay.
Yeah,
Um,
that makes a lot of sense. I definitely wasn't expecting a dominate play from you. I was expecting either a retrieval
Retrieve,
or a
yeah,
yeah more passive one. The dominate caught me off guard, and so I actually think it got you a lot from that not
yeah,
being my expected result. And that's just I don't have enough reps into blades, sadly.
yeah. I don't think most blades take dominate. I know George Ost. That's how you pronounce. I still don't know how you say that. But George, I know he runs dominate, and I kind of took that from him, and it's
Nice,
been fucking amazing. It's working out really well.
nice. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, it makes a lot of sense to me. It just wasn't. I wasn't prepared for it. My game plan wasn't set
Yeah,
up for
fair,
it.
fair. Oh, did I not have the Dance of Death threat? Did I move my Dire there?
No, no, no. You definitely had the dance of death.
Oh no, I was measuring that, and then I was like, oh, but if I do that, then I can't Dance of Death.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing, seeing if I could have my cake and eat it too. I can't.
Yeah, we can skip ahead a bit to the more important plays because you are going to position yourself for that dance of death.
Yeah, we could skip this a little bit more too. the all the finagling with cover lines and everything.
Lots of again, I actually really recommend if you're new to the game or trying to get into competitive and you're having some experiences with cover lines not feeling the way you want, just draw your cover lines. Like if you and your opponent draw cover lines, and that it's just much easier to do than to like get into mid game arguments about it, you know. Um, so again, me and Paul are buddies. We're not really going to spend too much time about it, but I do. I was like, "Hey, Paul, draw your line. I'm happy to honor it." But I actually think drawing cover lines is great because it also keeps you honest about moving your first inch along your cover line. A
100%.
lot of
Yeah,
people like skipping the first inch of movement, which you have to move along your cover line, but people will skim. So this is sort of where I saw the water and how it was looking, and I was like, oh no, I've set myself up to lose the middle and to lose your side of the table while committing a lot there. So I'm actually going to rotate in this Vox Breaker, right?
yeah.
Big movement. My goal here is to shut down your Dance of Death shenanigans, so you can't get your Exarch in, and just apply a lot more threat to this side of the table. What was
Yeah,
your
no, that
thought
was the
when
part
this
that caught
happened?
me off guard. That caught me off guard a
Yeah.
lot. Just like the Vox Trigger going there was like definitely not what I expected. It made it a lot harder for me to actually like win that side because 4/6 lethal 5 does not reliably kill a 12 wound with no rerolls.
Mhm.
Um, and I think like it was very interesting as well because I was like, oh wow, okay, Omni Scramble is something I have to worry about, but I actually don't have to worry about it unless I'm on this particular side of the board,
Yes. That
which
was
was definitely really
interesting.
big.
Where the double only running 2 infiltrators meant and then rotating like this meant I didn't really have Omni Scramble for the mid room. But my thought there was, hey, just looking at you, you have 3 threats all doing effectively the same thing in the mid room right now, right? Where you got
Yeah.
a Scorpion and 2 Banshees, all of whom can charge the midpoint, can do all of these things. So Omni Scrambling any one of them is sort of indistinguishable, right?
No,
So
100%.
my thought was getting a good Omni Scramble turn 2, which is what I'm going to set up for here, is an Omni Scramble on this Banshee, right? Which the goal here is just like really threaten to stop you making the plays and get my 6-inch no rerolls bubble to shut down your pressure. Um, and hopefully, my goal is to just win this flank uh, hard, and then sort of like my goal is to I have a safe home and I've won this flank hard, and I don't really have to play mid. Let you have mid to try and win your home, and we'll see how that goes throughout the game. But that's sort of the thought process, right? Because as
Yeah,
Phobos, I think it's really important to try and win a flank. Because when you win a flank,
100%.
um, it lets you collect your intel tokens. It lets you then. Phobos are really good at once killing one flank, sort of like pushing from a side. They really like flipping the table horizontally 90 degrees um, and playing that style because it lets you get full obscuring shots off, and just their kit really functions well with it. So, what was your like?
Yeah.
Did you have any thoughts as to what your response was going to be to that play, or did you think like, okay, this is stopping the aggression I've made, but it doesn't actually threaten me that much?
Yeah, so honestly, when you pushed there, I was kind of like, okay, so this is going to be a really good turn to Omni Scramble, and I think the way that you've positioned is going to make it really hard for you to get a turn 3 Omni Scramble that's in the mid room. So in at this point of the game, I was kind of like, I am going to kind of like keep my threats, right? I'm going to have, a Dire Avenger, a Banshee, and a Scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
And then mostly I'm just kind of going to give up on my home and like rotate out. That is not at all what happened.
No,
Um,
this game was
but not
weird.
at all what
Yeah.
happened, no. But like, because there was a point where I gave up on my home, and then there was another point where I was like, ah, shit, I gotta go right back to it.
Yep.
Um, but 7-inch move, you have the ability to rotate, which is very
Yeah. But
nice.
both our teams rotated like did a lot of rotation this game.
Yes, yes.
Spent lots of energy. It was a fun game. I think it's a really enjoyable matchup. Again,
No, it's
I
a
think
very fun game.
it's a matchup I don't think should be at all Phobos favored, but Phobos are just so cracked right now that
Yeah,
they can sort of make it work a lot of the time. But again, I think this is like in the abstract one of Phobos' hardest matchups. It just happens to be that their hardest matchup is like a 50-50.
yeah. No, it was interesting because I mean, I'm known for blades, right? But I also have like a pocket Phobos that I was using during CPTS. And I played against Blades of Cain. I was like, granted, the person I played against went mono Avenger, so it was
Mhm.
not that hard. But I was thinking a lot about like anti Blades tech as Phobos, and obviously Lunar and I are friends, so we talk about it. I'm
Yeah,
very familiar with Blades, so I was like, okay, I know all the stuff that needs to happen, right?
yeah.
So
Again, I you definitely know Phobos better than I know Blades going in. Just think on
fair, yeah,
from
yeah,
that
yeah.
level, right? Like I'm familiar enough with Blades, but they're just I haven't actually. Basically, all of my experience versus high level Blades has been versus you and like one other guy.
Okay,
So it's ended up being a lot of like you will win a game versus me by doing a trick I've never seen before, and then I won't get got by that trick again. You know.
right,
Um,
right.
but it's sort of I don't know. Blades are just they have so much going on. They're just one of those teams that unless you played against them a lot, they inevitably have something you don't see coming, and you'll get hit by. and it's really hard to make that work. They're a real
Yeah.
brain
I
drain
mean,
of a team, and I was not focused enough this game.
yeah.
Both of
No, I
us
think
were very much chilling this game.
I agree. Yeah, I was literally
We
on
were not.
vacation during
Yeah,
this.
this
I was
was
at the
not.
beach.
This was not a sweaty game for either of us. I think.
No. I think the thing about Blades, which is interesting though, I feel like they're a team that's I feel like they're high A tier or even maybe even low S tier against someone that doesn't know how to play against them because they just have so many tricks.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think they're high B or low A against someone that does know what they're doing and can play around them.
Mhm.
The games that are my favorite with Blades is like, okay, you know all the tricks with Blades, I know all the tricks with Blades, and I'm trying to like outplay you and force tricks to happen through like, forcing positions, right?
Yeah, or
Um,
the using a trick to do something unexpected. I think is the other thing where it's like, I
yeah,
know. I'm the type of player where I know everything you can do, but then you can like do cool things past that. Like I don't know.
yeah,
I think the easiest example is like a you charge fall back onto a teleporter or do something like tricks like that are just things I don't know. So I know like in abstract what you can do, but I don't actually know what you can do. Okay,
yeah.
so we got priority roll going in here. I think I choose to go second. I believe so.
I think you
Yeah,
did, yeah.
I'm not sure about that. I wonder if I should have just taken priority here. You did a really good job of stopping me being able to play particularly aggressive. I actually, because you have this really nice thing where it's like I'm either charging your banshee or I'm omni scrambling your dire or your exarch, and it's like I can't get the best of both worlds because of the dance of death, right? Which is really good on your part. Um, in the sense of like if I go first, you just leave the banshee there, and I'm hitting your banshee and then getting counterpunched. And if you go first, you threaten to hit me with an exarch, and that's like I not a great option for me here. I do choose to go
Yeah.
second. What was your thought on that? Do you think I should have gone first here?
I think going first, I think going second is probably the right call. I would say that going first, had I not been on dominate, going first might have been the right call.
Hmm.
But like because like the thing is you can definitely get my banshee, but then I counterpunch and get my free dominates. And in my head, because I'm taking dominate, I am not at all able to charge you. I cannot go to you because if I go up to you, then I lose my dominate tokens.
Makes sense. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Where
Even
especially
without the threat of omni scramble.
and even without the, I don't. Did you know I was on Steel Intel at this point? I don't. What was your
Yeah, I
thought?
mean,
Okay.
I was like, he's either on retrieval or intel. It's
Yeah.
most likely intel, but like, I was keeping in mind that retrieval might be a threat,
Okay.
but
Yeah, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I was trying to sort of stage as if I was playing retrieval pretty hard because my goal was to get you to sort of commit to a charge and then grab the intel and
yeah,
run away and play a non-interactive game from there. But yeah, you definitely played around that very well. Um,
that's why steel intel's not a good tack unless you're Phobos.
yeah,
You just don't run in, and then you don't give them kills, and then they score 0. I mean, and then again, unless you're Phobos, but and you
yeah.
are Phobos, but yeah,
Where it's just the silliest attack off.
yeah,
I do. I guess my follow up thought is like I sort of wonder if I shouldn't have just sent it and actually gotten the action started. Like you were on dominate, yes, but if I had just committed to the charge, fight double because I generally kill you. I'm like I either force out your just a scratch or I kill you in one hit, right? And then go on
yeah,
guard, something like that, or just move shoot to keep my HP good. Um, and I wonder if doing that would have sort of nullified some of the pressure. I mean, you did a really. We'll see as we continue. But I wonder if I just needed to commit hard aggression into you and sort of force you to do it. I don't love that. I feel like that's a losing game plan for me versus you. Um,
yeah. I mean, because even if
but
you go up there, like the thing is, I think if you go up and kill the banshee, I very easily kill you, and then I'm safe. Like
yeah,
I'll either like strike and fade with my Exarch behind the light cover, or I'll just use the slicing hurricane to like move, shoot, move back behind my
yeah,
heavy with dire.
yeah,
So I
makes
was
sense.
I would have been very happy if you went to try to kill my banshee there. For the most part, the reason why I'm doing this first is because since I'm going first, if you kill already, and activation skip, you go last. So I'm forced to
Yes,
exist first.
yeah. Um, that was definitely one of those things I had considered. Was like, if I do this, I am going last, but did choose not to. Uh, Well, again, I chose to give you first, and then that's what set it up. So you immediately shut it down. But
Yeah.
so you got your scream off, and you rolled the stuns at least on all of it.
Yeah, I didn't have like amazing rolls, but I was able to get a 5 up on both. Which I mean, on Tomb World, it's pretty guaranteed since it's Torrent
Yeah, 5
5 dice, and
attacks. Looking for a 5 up.
you'd think it'd be pretty guaranteed. Oh boy.
Yeah, definitely should have not let you torrent me here. I think if I had staged just one more
Yeah,
inch apart, I'm in a much better position than I ended up being. Where even though you did pretty minimal damage, as we'll see, you definitely the stuns were rough. Where it's like losing 2 APL meant I lost a lot of my ability to make plays on this side of the table. And I
yeah,
didn't take any. I took 1 damage, I think. Yeah, one
yeah,
damage
which
on
was
each.
annoying. I was hoping to at least deal 2 so that the breakpoints would change, but
Yeah,
I mean, still double stun. I can't complain.
yeah. The double stun definitely made this game hard for me, where it was like a lot of my plays didn't function like I was hoping they would.
Yeah,
Because I mean, even if you make this play, if you make this play, and I am in this position, but I didn't give you the torrent here, I just step through, shoot you, step back, right? Do actions like
exactly,
that
exactly.
that gain me value without exposing things. But I think giving you
Yeah,
this
and then
torrent to
yeah,
really hurt my game plan as a whole. And
I probably wouldn't even have gone in with the Banshee like that. I might even just like retreated or just like
yeah,
did
for
something
sure.
else.
No,
Yeah,
no, no, for sure. But I think the fact that I let you have the torrent stun just
yeah,
really
for sure.
cost me a lot of my pressure on this side of the table, and is a part of the reason I think um, a lot of my attacks on this side are going to struggle down the line. Is this initial stun, which was easily preventable if I had been more aware. Again, not the most locked in game from either of us.
Yeah,
Um, I definitely think you played a more solid game than I did
yeah, fair,
overall,
fair.
but which is only a credit to you.
Right.
um, yeah, I do feel like a lot of this game was you struggling, despite this hypothetically being a good matchup for you, um, actually ending up uh, being a super tight game, despite you playing a lot better than me. Because I think Phobos are just such a strong team that
Yeah, Phobos are
even with
brash.
you
It's
playing
ridiculous.
better than me and it hypothetically being a good matchup, I think this game was much closer than it should have been. Um,
Yeah, fair. And I even got some great dice later on too.
yeah, no, for sure. There was some dice were a bit odd this game. I think my dice were
I
a
agree.
little
I
bit
agree.
slower than I was hoping they would be, especially just. Well, here's the thing: my dice were fine for any team but Phobos, but with Phobos, I
Yeah.
typically hope to have better dice with the extra CP rolls and things. And I think I sort of spent my dice not to have a great dice game, just to have like a slightly below average one,
Right.
which is totally possible. It's just a feel. Negativity bias is real about dice, where whiffing things feels bad, especially as a team as reliable as Phobos typically is. But yeah, there was some just across the board some rough. Or generally, it was like I spent a lot of CP early on plays that I didn't need to, or hypothetically shouldn't have needed to if I had rolled better. And then my saves are rough this game. That was another
Oh
big thing.
yeah, for sure.
Okay. So you make this play, and I'm sort of puzzling my way through. I think I decide that I'm this is a stall part of the game, right? With you having made that play, I immediately respond with just putting my marksman on guard again and saying, I'm gonna play slow this turn, try and make actions happen at the end. Boom.
I believe, if I'm
Um,
not mistaken, I responded in kind.
I think so. You might have pushed up here. I think you did push up,
Did I?
opening me to this play. I don't remember. Definitely, I at some point this turning point. I don't think you did it this early though. I think you passed a bit more.
Actually, I think I may have done that.
Let's
Yeah, I
see.
think what I was measuring there was that like if you charge fight me, then I can strike and fade, and that gets rid
Mm,
like because the it was FAQ'd specifically so that the swap to conceal happens before guard.
yeah.
It's like even though you're on guard, I can still swap to conceal and then dash out.
Yeah,
So like I'd be able to trade basically 1 for 1
yeah, which
because it'll
is
be yeah, it's pretty good for me. Pretty good.
definitely good for you, and definitely something I was like aware of, but not playing around like you were.
Yeah, fair, fair. That's basically the Scorpion's entire purpose there was to just like counterpunch the Banshee, like the Banshee after the Banshee gets charged and eats it.
Hmm.
Just be able to just charge fight, deal 6 consistent damage because Manda Blasters plus a norm, and then just get out. Because like
Yeah,
it's 6 damage from the power weapon. Hopefully, if I can hit you with the crit and retaliation, and then another 6, and then just get out.
yeah, for sure. Well, well, don't think you make. Are you making that play yet? Well, let's find out. I don't
Let's find
remember
out. Yeah,
everything this
I remember
game,
you there.
so very
I
much
remember
so.
what I did. I don't remember the order.
Yeah, little order things. Okay.
I guess I did make it. Ah,
You
yeah,
were measuring the
easy.
fucking charge into my marksman. You were measuring
Yeah,
charges into my marksman all game, and I was just like,
I was.
this
I
is
was.
so greedy of you. You're really thinking about these plays. Were you at? I guess the follow-up question is: were you measuring those to get me to play around it, or because you were actually thinking of making that charge?
A little bit
Um,
of both. It was like
okay,
I want. Did I expect to make the charge? No, but I needed the threat. You
okay,
know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
if I got stupid lucky, then I would go for it. But I didn't expect it to actually happen. It's just because you committed the Vox, it's like that is now a 12 wound target. That's not a Reaver, so I can actually reliably kill it with the Banshee.
Mhm.
So I need to threaten it so that you're forced to do something about it.
Yeah, on that topic of the 12 wound operatives, I was incredibly surprised you didn't teleport over and fight me with your Banshee. I know it's because you had Dominate, but I really thought trading that Banshee for my Vox Breaker was the play. Because I think you
Really?
do. I think you're pretty consistently killing me if you're willing to spend 2 AP to fight twice, right? And then you're sort of trading 1 for 1 into my Vox Breaker, which is my best operative, or my Commsman, sorry, not my Vox Breaker. You're just like kill the Commsman. Did you consider making that play and decide against it? Because it was definitely the play I was sort of worried about. Was like, if you just make this play, yes, you don't have rerolls, so it could whiff. But again, I need 3 hits to kill you, 4 if you just a scratch, and 3 hits from you kills me. So I was
Yeah.
pretty worried that you would just make the play, take the 1 for 1 trade, and then hard pressure me on that side and sort of try and break me. What
Yeah.
was your consideration there? Did you ever
Uh,
consider going for that play, or were you just like not willing to risk the chances of it going badly in dice?
Yeah, I didn't really want to risk it. Like again, like when I was prepping my Phobos game against Blades, I was like, well, this is really bad because there is a super spike potential. The problem is the spike potential, like you do need to actually spike it, right? And it's like I figured that your Commsman is still your Commsman is still there and it hasn't really moved yet. So like I can keep the pressure up until the Commsman moves. But I still didn't really want to go for it while the Vox was there, unless your Commsman actually got chipped a little bit more. But it's just
If I had been
it's
ten
just
wounds,
the
would you have
whiff
gone
potential
for
is
it?
just too strong. You
If
know?
I had taken 1 more damage, do you think you would have gone for it there?
Oh, absolutely, easily would
Okay,
have gone for it. Yeah,
makes sense.
easily.
I guess my thought is like, is the whiff act? I don't think the whiff is so much that you don't kill me. I guess you can, but my vibe is that like you're very likely to kill me there. I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
what
just
100% the vibe on that, but it would just
I
cost you the
think
CP and
yeah.
the thing.
It's a CP, and I would most likely have to burn my Jas, which using it aggressively to gain 2 dominates that I will immediately lose, versus trying to use it where in a position where like you are like going into me, and then I'm able to like Jas it and then maybe flip it and keep dominates in a way that I'll be able to score. Uh,
Makes sense. Makes
was
sense.
part of my thought process there.
Cool. Well, we'll continue to move for some time.
It's a very slow TP too, for sure.
Yeah, definitely just the shuffling. I did a lot of I shuffled, I passed. Definitely did that in the wrong order, not thinking about it. Again, really not locked in this game for my part. I was not feeling it. But again, not making excuses. You played a great game.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I think you again. I think you definitely outplayed me this game, which is good on your part.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I think it was very much trying to, even from this position, I think you're pretty far ahead, and I'm sort of trying to figure my way back into this game. And I'll be doing that for most of the game, I think, just because
Yeah.
I actually think you outstaged me pretty hard, and then I made sort of this rotational play that put me in position to like make some action happen. But it was just like really hard to make action happen into you. You had such a good defensive setup going, where like wherever
Yeah.
I
I
went
mean, that's
in, you
kind
were
of
able to punish.
yeah. My perspective on it was like I also agreed. Like, I mean, I guess we didn't really communicate that during the game, but I was also thinking like I think I'm in a really good spot here. The problem is it's Phobos, and
Exactly.
Phobos are able to make comebacks in ways that no other team ever should be able to because you get like let's say you roll an initiative win and you omni scramble one get and then you get a double kill and then it's like wow, that's a triple kill, I lost the game. So it's like at this point of the game where I was like I'm in a slight lead, I think I got a little more locked in because I was like oh shit, this like now I feel even more scared because I know that Phobos can bring these kinds of things back.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely see that. I do actually think this is really showing why I needed to breach that breachable wall earlier, because currently you actually have that banshee threatening to come fight me on this side with no need to play around my home. So I'm sort of fighting your whole team with only 5 Marines, which is actually the
Yeah.
opposite of where I want to be. I want to be like trying to like my rotation here. The goal was to sort of like overload one side and sort of force you to be underloaded. But because I have no pressure on that banshee, you're just sort of able to respond to my rotation really quickly and like pretty effectively in a way that shuts down a lot of my pressure. My
Yeah.
immediate thought was, is there a way I can guard and then step teleport over and sort of swap you back in? I never managed to pull that off, but that was my immediate thought. Was like, can I find a moment to put a model here on guard and then force you to do something with the banshee? But yeah, I'm definitely not feeling great at this position in the game. I'm not feeling terrible, of course. Like I'm still in like a fine position if I make
Yeah.
things. I think the biggest thing that where I'm like I don't feel as behind as I actually am is that you are in fact on dominate, right? I think if I had known you were on dominate here, I would have had to play differently, and I had not yet realized you were on dominate. And so my game plan and
Yeah.
still playing around you as if you're on retrieval or on um, like just a more passive tack off than dominate. It would be retrieval. I was expecting you to be on retrieval here, and when you weren't, I was. It cost me a lot this game. I think is the not being prepared
Yeah.
for a specific tack off.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of my gamble. I was assuming you were going to take Steel Intel, and I was like, well, in order for him to get that, he needs to get kills, which means he's going to have to expose himself. Even
Mm-hmm.
even with guerrilla warfare, you still have to expose yourself, like positioning wise.
Yeah.
If I play defensively, which was my game plan, right? Like I'm gonna get it in, like I'm gonna position in such a way that I'm scoring crit, and you have to expose yourself to get to me, and then I'll
Mhm.
be able to like get the dominates after you get your intels.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely think the dominate into Steel Intel, with you knowing that I'm on Steel Intel, me not knowing you're on dominate, has a lot of chain effects this game, right?
For
Where
sure.
I think I'm in a much better position if I'm on retrieval right now. So if I'm on
I
retrieval right now,
100% agree.
I'm just like able to grab three all my objectives and have a big attack off lead. But because I'm on Steel Intel, I'm sort of forced to make action happen and forced to give you dominates, which is definitely going to set me back a lot here. And to be clear, I should probably be on retrieval here. I just enjoy Steel Intel more, and this is a zero
Yeah.
stakes game where I was like, I don't really care that much about this game. I just want to play the more fun thing, which is Steel Intel. I probably wouldn't recommend Steel Intel into Blades. It's actually just pretty hard to get kills on Blades with the combination of just a scratch, pre parries, like these things There's maps where you can do it, but like this map is not actually good enough at breaking a flank for me to feel comfortable on Steel Intel. I would definitely be looking to play. Were we to rematch, I would be looking to do a retrieval most likely.
For
Um,
sure.
and I say that just
Oh,
so
well,
that next
Jason
time
made.
we play, yeah, exactly. I say that just so that next time we play on this exact map, you'll think I'm on retrieval and not go dominate, and then I'll laugh at you as I play Steel Intel anyways.
Yeah. I think this was me measuring if
Me
you could.
measuring if I could
Yeah.
rotate back.
Hey, it doesn't hurt to check.
Yeah.
Rotate back, get within 8. Do I need to pop super conceal? No. So I just pass.
Gotta save the super conceal for your X-Arc.
Yeah. Who didn't even end up using it. I think I, for some reason, was forgetting that only the marksman gets Seek Light. So I was like, ah, shit, how do I deal with the Seek Light bubble? And then I remembered, I was like, wait, I play Phobos. I'm not
Yeah,
stupid.
that's not how the Seek Light works. Phobos has a lot of stupid things, but not this one.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, again, we're just in this sort of stall phase. I might skip a bit. It's mostly just positioning slightly. I will be releasing the not us talking through this game if you just want to see it being played without any like passes or anything. But I'm mostly just looking for the next moment that something interesting happened, something unexpected. So if you notice something, oh wait, get action here. Okay, so I do take this charge. I think it's probably a mistake for me to take this charge. I think as you said pretty well how you've set up your defenses here. And this charge actually cost me way more than I was hoping it would. Um, because you have just a scratch and pre-parry, I'm forced to purity seals and use double strike in order to not just lose because I rolled 2 misses, um, which is absolutely a pain for me.
For
Um,
sure.
I think what I should have done looking at this in post is I should have just moved up and shot you and then dashed to the
Yeah.
side, denied you
Yeah.
your scorpion charge on me back,
I
and
think by this
sort of
point the
forced you
Scorpion was
to.
expended, though.
Oh, he might. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Check. We'll see if he immediately. Yeah, he's expended.
Yeah.
So you have another Banshee who'll come up and to make some action happen. But I do think just shooting you here and dashing to the side keep my lethal 5 hits uh, as a threat might have been the better play.
Right.
Again, it means I don't get the kill on you, and the idea behind this play is I just wanted to take an early tack op lead, which would have mattered a lot more if I had been on retrieval. You know, because I think at
Right.
the end of turn 1, if I had been on retrieval, I could have just fully backed off and played the passive game, and that
Mhm.
would have been really hard for you to respond to. It would have basically forced you to leave your comfort dominate zone. Um,
Exactly.
and I didn't end up taking that.
Yeah, I think the tack up gamble was more so because we DM each other and we DM about Phobos and how funny Steel Intel is on Phobos. So I was like, he's probably
Yep.
gonna Steel Intel.
Yeah. No. And it's really strong and it's really fun, and it just plays in the way that is the most fun to play with Phobos.
I think this is me deciding if I want to like just a scratch, pre-parry, all
Yeah.
that stuff because I can realistically survive. But I think it's because of the way you positioned yourself. I was able to get a double shot in a spot where the marksman couldn't guard me. That I was just kind of like, eh. I'll
Again,
just
just micro. I had a couple times this game where I just didn't like rotate my models or made some
yeah.
micro positioning errors that actually cost me a lot, and that was just something I wasn't. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. I definitely should have been thinking about those things, you know. But
Yeah, because I mean, I think the goal there was like, you charge fight me, then it'll be something along the lines of like I get like maybe a norm on the way out, then I can do like a charge fight, Rain of Tears,
yeah.
and you'll have the midpoint, but then you're at like 4 wounds, and then you can definitely like double strike to kill something, but I just just a scratch and contempt it, right?
Mhm.
And that should let me pick up that Reaver in my back line and get 2 free dominates, and then just run away. but I was able to get the double shot, which was better.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a positioning mistake on my part. Again, you'll notice me making a lot of little small positioning mistakes that cost me a lot, and then still keep the game tight because Phobos are just a stupid team. That's my balanced, and then I whiff the balance and I'm forced to fucking purity seals, which hurts.
Yeah, and I think once you do that, I was like, all right, I don't want to dump more resources into this after you've done a lot, especially when I can
Yeah.
get the double shot.
The fact that after all of that, I still can't kill you without using double hit hurts my soul.
Honestly, even with double strike, I don't think can you. You strike strike. Well, I pre-parry. You strike strike. I just a scratch, then I parry. So I still survive even with through double strike with
Yeah,
pre-parry jabs.
yeah, exactly. And that's sort of the problem is like, man, if you don't roll enough crits, it's so hard to actually kill them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think turning off deadly shots was absolutely the right call there. I was also kind of scared about pre-parrying there because of that other Banshee. I did not
Mm-hmm.
want to get charged and just like, I mean, I had to use a double strike there regardless, but uh,
Yeah, it's this weird
keeping the
interaction where
late
if
models
you
fresh.
pre-parry there, and I don't double strike you, and I just accept that I'm fighting you twice there, it's actually a pain because it sets me up to charge fight you with my Vox Breaker and just like look for double crits because you no longer have pre-parry to pre-parry me, and if I roll two crits, I just kill you
Yeah,
with double strike, which is like this odd interaction that this hurts my soul.
yeah, that was definitely a rough spot.
You and your scummy angle shooting, damn you. I thought we were having a fucking chill game, and you're here like die. I'm of course joking. Paul is totally fine to do all of these things. He's a buddy of mine. Don't worry about it. Clearly, seeing as I got him on to record this video with me, I was
Yeah,
hoping. I've asked a couple people, and Paul's the guy who stepped up. So everyone thank him.
shout
He's
out.
here with his top line Blades of Cain advice. Okay.
Yeah, again, just doing some micro spacing on my end, making sure it's achieving the goal,
We'll
visible to
notice
me, not
we'll
visible to
notice
you.
Paul doing a lot of micro spacing and Lunar doing very little.
Yeah,
I'm like, I move my guy here and shoot you. You're like, I move my guy here where he can't be shot back. It does this, and I'm like, damn. I got me when I remember that I actually have to sweat against Paul instead of chilling. Clearly didn't remember it.
yeah, and here's my greedy ass measurements again.
Fucking gotta get that charge in my marksman.
Yep. Yeah, so just purity seals and a rending, I think. Yeah.
Great.
AA took one crit, yeah. I went for it again. And a really bad Cecil spread on both.
But I am taking damage, so at least that's good.
That is true, yeah.
Definitely not the damage you really want to be doing to me. You're
No.
sort of hoping to do. You're hoping that gets a kill, and I'm hoping,
I agree,
or
yeah. Hoping that
even if it
either
doesn't get
gets
a
a
kill,
kill
or forces the
it gets you a
transhuman.
lot lower.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
forces the transhuman plus CP rolls.
Yeah. They hoping to get you down to at least 6. But
Yeah.
I don't think do I manage to do that? I don't think I do.
No, I CP roll to keep myself above.
Yeah.
Yeah, my goal is to keep myself above 6, so I spend
Yes.
the CP too. Well, really, my goal is actually it's not 6. The breakpoint I'm looking at is 7. I wouldn't have spent the CP to stay at 7 wounds, but because it was for 8, I definitely spent the CP because that means your scorpion doesn't kill me with a charge crit.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm looking at
Yeah, I
this.
mean
I'm like, no
fair
matter
enough
what,
for
you have
7.
to.
I'm just not looking at like, oh, I can get reliable crits because I can't. I more so plan out crits with banshees because they have lethals. That
Yeah,
does
yeah,
bite
for sure.
us sometimes, but scorpions don't have lethal. They have a rending, so it's feast or famine with them.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's what I was thinking. At least is like I'm planning around you rolling all crits because ceaseless melee. Except when I don't have rerolls, you have like on average 6 dice to get a crit, and so you're like 64%, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. But playing the ceaseless melee is also like a good CP drain, especially if I'm going first. Like Blades is definitely a very CP intensive team. They're definitely not one
Yeah.
of the most CP intensive, like compared to like a Jaeger's or something. But
Mhm.
you do have to manage it a lot more than Phobos does, for sure.
Yeah. They're every team's a CP intensive team when compared to Phobos.
That's true.
Yeah, we see me throughout this game be very liberal with CP rerolls and still have the CP to play every play I want, which is
Yep.
something that should be in the game, but is Phobos. And I don't even roll good for us to get CP. I only get 1 CP this game.
Well, I called it at the beginning.
You did call it. I was confident in getting 3 CP this game, and it failed me. Just means when we meet in finals. I think we meet in semis, right? If we do meet, which
So yeah.
we
If we meet,
shall.
we'll see.
Yeah, well, no, we will. Don't worry about it.
This is true. This is true.
Just gotta lock it in.
Yeah.
I just gotta beat Spoon again. You should tell him to ban
Yeah.
my Phobos again.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. That was his decision to ban your Phobos.
P100.
Fire check up areas.
That's not what he says. That's not what he says. He's like, yeah, Paul told me I gotta ban him.
And I hate when this happens when I have lethal 5 ceaseless balanced rending and then I just roll like 4 crits and I look like an asshole. I have my rerolls up. I swear. It's not like 4 crits is honestly not that like crazy. Like I feel
Yeah.
like with lethal 5 ceaseless balanced rending, you're typically getting like 2 to 3 crits and then a hit. So 4 crits isn't that crazy. It's just with no rerolls. Ugh, makes me feel shitty.
I'm looking at this and I'm just like, come on, give me something. I spend the transhuman here to live on 4. I probably just take the death with you rolling 4 crits. I think it's probably a mistake for me to commit to keeping this model alive. But it is one I make. I was really, really hoping this wouldn't kill me or wouldn't do enough damage. Like, if you do 3 less damage here, I feel great about it. But with that being the case, I guess I don't transhuman.
Oh, I think the reason, yeah, because you retained it, so you can't double retain.
Oh yeah, it's a pain. But yeah, I definitely don't think spending the CP there was worth it because living on 3 is living on 0 versus you.
Especially, yeah, given what my Exarch does next.
Yeah, exactly. And then I play this side really weird. I'm not sure about how I played this side. We'll see me play this side, and I'm interested in your thoughts as to how I did do it. I think I got a little fancy in my game plan instead of just taking the better route, but we can chat about it.
For sure, yeah.
So I think we're pretty much stalled out. You still have your Exarch and your Banshee, and I'm looking at just. I think I push forward going guard move. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what you did, right?
Yeah, I actually. If I kept that model alive, I think there's no world I should have put them on guard. I 100% should have just shot you in the back and let you charge me because you just moved up and killed me with stealth, which is you're about to do. But I put that model on guard to try and discourage a charge when I don't think you ever actually charged me there, and so I think it was like
guard shot, like I would still just charge you. Like if you did take your guard shot with like the Reaver onto the Banshee or something, yeah, I just charge, fight, strike, and fade, and you can't shoot me anyways.
Exactly. There's no real like advantage to it. I should have just shot your Banshee, and I actually think it is significant that I didn't because it's losing out on a pretty good gun. Like that gun could have definitely mattered into your Banshee.
Yeah.
Even if I don't
Banshee
kill you,
scared. I don't know.
if I do wounds to that Banshee, it gives me like charge follow up threats and things.
Right. Right.
Um, and instead, I move a second model, put them on guard, where it's like I already have all the value from going on guard. With the second model going on guard, why did I put the first guy on guard? What am I doing?
Right.
And that's just the Banshees give you a lot of things to think about. I'm. Ay, ay, ay. But yeah, should have just taken a shot into you. We'll see me make a couple misplays down the line. This being, I think, the first of few I make in a row here.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm measuring out here. My other options. It's very clear. The best is to just go in and kill you
Yeah.
and stay behind.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Oh, I remember. I think I was still thinking that this was a Seek Light bubble.
Ah,
It's not.
yes. Yeah, yeah. No, I do remember this. This is where you go, oh, wait a minute. No, you don't have Seek Light here at all. And then sort of
Yeah.
like why am I thinking so hard?
Oh yeah, and then is this? Oh yeah, this part. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of measuring. But I believe you do just end up taking the
Yeah. No. Yeah.
and
It was
play.
the X-Arc next, and I think I was just measuring how far your box can go. All that. Yeah, so I think I just end up patient stock sudden blowing, so deal D3 +2 damage to anyone in the control one person that you repo through is their control
Yeah,
range.
again, that model was so dead, and I tried to like get guard value out of them for some reason, and I don't know why I didn't just take my shot. Zero reason.
Yeah, I think I did like a dash and then transmit, I believe, and then yeah, reveal dominate.
Yeah, and then you reveal dominate here, and I go, oh shit, did I just lose the game? And I'm looking at this game, and I'm like, yeah, I think so. And I immediately go from like, oh, I think I'm doing okay, to like, how do I bring this one back?
Oh, I see what I was doing here. Yeah, so you can't like it's harder for you to get like a 2-inch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which ends up doing its job pretty successfully.
Yes.
Specifically, I think what happens here is you deny me the 2-inch shoot and standing on the transmitting point, which is what my goal was.
You also did. Wow, you immediately measured that 6 inches out. You weren't lying.
Yeah,
So
no,
I cannot dance of death my X-Arc out.
Yeah, I was hyper aware of the dance of death here, and it's very funny. You turn one, were super aware of it, and then turn two, just totally forgot it existed, and I was like, I'm locked in. I know that's happening. I'm just gonna take my card shot here because I know I'm not getting anything better. We fucking nail it. God, I'm good at the game sometimes. Yeah, again, that's the classic of, man, I have the ability to make this more guaranteed, but I guess I just did it raw dog, you know? Like,
yeah.
as you were saying, sometimes you just roll 4 crits.
Yep.
Both of our teams have the reliability to make it happen. Or sometimes it just happens.
Exactly.
So, again, for me, it was just lethal 5, but you got the rending plus lethal 5, so it's a bit more likely it happens for you than me. But
yeah,
even that shot kills you without needing 4 crits, I think.
Right.
Like, either you're burning the just a scratch to keep that model alive, in which case I'm pretty happy. You held on to the just a scratch so fucking long.
You have to.
Yeah, it's like I was really hoping you would burn it. Now this is an interesting bit where I'm sort of like thinking out my plays here. I was really looking to get the shoot on you and contest the point, but the problem is if I do that, you teleport over, double shoot me, right?
Well, I couldn't be. I wouldn't be able to double shoot you because I had.
Oh yeah, you teleport over, shoot me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was trying to avoid taking damage here because I'm already down an operative down a lot of wounds on my operative in the center. My goal is like take as little damage as possible, and then Omni Scramble will carry the rest. I don't think that's. I'm interested to know as to what your thought was about this play here, because what I'm going to end up doing is moving through and shutting the door. Yeah. Was that?
Yeah.
Were you upset about like, that mess with your plans? What was your thoughts on that?
I thought it was a really, really great play, honestly,
Okay.
because and I know you were mentioning this earlier. Like, wow, all your ceaseless is gone at the beginning of the new turn, and it's like, yeah, like because I wasn't able to like teleport dash shoot. It definitely made it a lot less reliable because I literally just can't, like I can't like with no rerolls, I'm doing a lot less damage. Like the thing about Blades of Gain's shooting is that it's ridiculously strong because of the ceaseless, and when you
Mm-hmm.
don't have the ceaseless, it's just kind of like it's bolters with rending, and which is good, but it's not amazing, right?
Yeah, bolters without rerolls, and even keyword bolters, really want those rerolls to be incredible. But yeah, I was sort of the downside is of course it means I'm not doing damage to your Exarch. But
Yeah,
my thought process was I can Omni Scramble your Exarch here, right? Pretty effectively.
yeah, I think it
And
was
it
most likely
denies
the
me the
right
crit off.
call.
Denies the crit off as well.
I think the door may have been the right call because if I go through, I dash, I shoot you, and I can probably position it in such a way that I'm outside of the no reroll bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And then like yeah, sure, like you'll Omni Scramble my Exarch, or maybe you'll Omni Scramble the Banshee, probably the Exarch, and then kill the other, assuming you get
Yeah.
to go first. But then my Banshee is still, or, sorry, my Dire Avenger in the back is still able to run up to the point, and now I'll get balanced, and then I shoot
Yeah.
you,
Again,
and with Leap of 5 balance,
this
right?
Banshee is actually such a pain for me. I'm like
Oh, the Dire, yeah, yeah.
the Banshee on the
Oh,
teleporter.
the Banshee on the teleporter. Oh, okay, okay.
I
Sorry, I
think
thought you meant the Dire at the back.
I think not threatening that model at all really cost me a lot this game because
For
it's
sure,
gonna.
that Banshee was like the biggest. It was kind of the MVP of turn 2, I think.
I think he was sort of the MVP of the game in a lot of ways, in just how he made me play.
Fair, yeah.
Just all the things he did. Because he's the model that's making it so that I'm not just like winning this side of the table. You know, like if that
Yeah.
model isn't there, I think I just like shoot your Exarch twice, Omni Scramble another model, and overrun this side of the table. Which is why I really
Yeah.
think like not threatening that Banshee at all was a massive mistake on my part. And I think it was like a mistake that could have like basically lets you just sort of win a side of the table or be in a good position on a side of the table that I should be winning,
Right.
which is yeah. I spent a lot of time trying to measure out something here before changing plans to the closed door. Okay, it's good to know that you think the closing door was the correct call. I agree. I think it was the correct call. I don't think shooting you there gets a kill because of the 3-up save and 9 wounds.
Exactly.
And because it doesn't get a kill, I guess the counter to that is it's possible, looking at this in post, I was far enough behind this game at this point that I should have gone for it. Just sort of like
I can see that argument.
taken the risky play to try and say like, hey, I'm losing this game if it continues as it's going, which is where I'm at right now. Like if I don't shake this game up, I think this is probably a loss, right? My goal is sort of to stem the bleeding and keep my point lead going, right? The advantage I have is I have a good point lead, right? I have Steel Intel scoring me tack op. I have double crit op to your 1 crit op. So like I'm taking to your 0 crit op actually turn 1. So like I have the point lead. I just need to not bleed out before the game ends. And so I don't know if just saying like, hey, this side is lost. I'm going to try and get kills with them beforehand. Specifically, just say like, I'm going to deny those 2 dominate points before I go down. Is sort of the alternative line. But I do think closing the door is correct in a sense of like it does the best for my absolute game state. You know, it's the play that has the highest chance of doing good for me. The other one might be a risky like you can do it, but it's like I'm saying, hey, I've lost this game and I'll take a 25% chance to win it. You know,
Right.
which isn't great. Again, I don't want to be doing that, but I do think I'm pretty behind here. Not that the kills show it with when I don't put my Reavers there. When I don't put my Reaver in there, it looks like I'm crushing you.
Absolutely. And I was measuring out a lot of stuff with my Banshee. I know this was another time where I actually measured out a marksman charge. Um,
Yep.
but I know the
You
play I
love
end up
charging
going
my
with it. Yeah, I do. I mean, honestly, like I will take that any day of the week because you don't have
marks.
anyone really there to counterpunch me.
Yeah,
You
no,
don't.
for sure.
You have no reroll bubble, so it's kind of just like a nice easy kill. But
Yep.
I know what I end up going for is I repo dash open door. And from this position I was thinking like Blades of Cain love abusing hatchways, so I can like fight, hopefully get a crit, fall back to Reign of Tears, and then just like pay a CP to fight again and kill you.
Hmm.
Um, or for example, I could like shoot you, then a hatchway fight. Um, I mean, we could
Yeah.
talk about what I ended up going for when I actually ended up winning initiative, but
I do wonder
I,
if looking at this in post, I actually shouldn't have taken the guard shot so early and just kept it on reserve. My thought was I didn't want you just passing with that model, right?
that's fair. That's
My
fair.
thought was if I don't take the guard shot, you will just pass with that blade, keep them threatening me, and then basically you just like say, "Hey, I'm not gonna. This blade isn't threatening you, but you can't kill my other blade who's just sitting in your face," which I
Exactly.
think is what you would have done. Do you?
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah,
If you gave me the opportunity to just pass like that,
exactly,
the thing about that bench is even if I'm still on the teleporter, I'm still a threat. Or I could have even,
exactly.
I probably wouldn't have breached, but I would have gone to I could have just passed there, and you
Yeah,
wouldn't
exactly.
not be able to get the guard shot.
You
So
just pass and I lose my chance to guard. That was
exactly,
why I took the guard shot. But like, man, it
yeah,
feels bad having to do that because you get to do this play, right? Where it's like, if I'm
yeah.
on guard there, you can't make this play, but then you have another model alive, and
I
it's
mean,
like, oh,
it's correct, yeah, because I still have a full health Banshee there, so it's like either you deal with a full wound Exarch and a full wound Banshee, or you
or
deal with
you
the exact same thing with another one waiting in the teleporter.
exactly. I think it's the correct play. Just man, I wish I didn't have to. You know what I mean?
Right, right. I think this is another example of me microspacing. I think I'm outside of 2 or something. Is where I end up going.
Doing something. Yeah, and then skip a bit. I believe you win this roll off, which is pretty
Yeah,
bad
which was
for
very
me.
lucky for sure.
Yeah, this is the roll off. I think that where like if I win this roll off, I think I just crush this entire left side with an Omni
For
Scramble
sure.
going first. Um,
Yeah.
but with me losing the roll off, it's pretty rough. Again, you're very likely to win the roll off with your plus D3, I believe. No, you don't have it at
Yeah.
this point, do you? I'm trying to remember if
I
you
know.
have
I
it.
still do. I still do. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
The one that's missing is the CP because I didn't take it.
yeah,
I ended up taking the barricade.
yeah.
Um,
The plus D3 definitely hurts my ability to win this one, but I do still have my reroll. I still have my like I'm not too. You basically have +3 on me, so it's like I got to
yeah.
roll a 4 or a 6. You got to roll a 1 to a 3. I got to be 3 higher than you. So like again, definitely you favored, but if it had worked out my way, I think it breaks the game for you, and I think it's
Yeah.
just
No. 100%. Like it's not like impossible for you to win initiative. I'm favored, so
no.
but it's not
It's like
impossible. That was my thought process
it's like
there.
25% for me to win initiative, right?
Yeah.
Um, so if I had won initiative, I think it wins me the game. Which again isn't ideal. You don't want to be risking your wins on 25%. But
Right.
again, it's like you've outstaged the hell out of me. But if I win initiative here, the 25% I should win initiative, and Omni Scramble wins me the game. And it's like, damn,
Yeah.
is Phobos just a broken team?
Maybe.
Again, like this game has been you outplaying the hell out of me, and then me like consistently having the ability to still win because Phobos are nuts.
Yeah. That's why I was still pretty scared.
Yeah. Again, yeah, it's like, hey,
I play Phobos. I've been in these games. I've been in
oh
these
yeah,
positions before, and it's
I
like, wow, I couldn't still lose because I've won these games in these
I
positions.
think I was in position to win this game until the very end, where I made a final misplay that lost me the game.
I
Uh,
agree.
but like to the very end, despite you, I think pretty consistently outplaying me here, right? Like I, there have been a lot of times you were like, "Ha, I like got things on me that I wasn't hoping for," and I haven't really done the same to you. It was like my turn one
Yeah.
rotation was good, right, and closing the door was good, but like neither of those gained me a ton of value, whereas a lot of yours have gained me value, you know. And so it's like it's odd. I definitely think you would play a stronger game here. But it really shows Phobos are such a broken team.
Yeah. And I think something really interesting about double Infiltrator, triple Reaver is the fact that I'm Omni Scramble for 2 and going first means that Omni Scramble is not as big of a threat here.
Hmm.
Because something that I was able to do is, what I spend a lot of time deliberating on it because I have a billion different, things I could do with this Banshee here. But I end up trying to, I scream again and then I try to stun. I got a crazy spike on the amount of damage I did, but it was I want to stun and then charge and just like kind of just sit there.
Hmm.
And then you're either going to get one shot with the Vox Breaker before I'm able to like activate. But if you like try to actually really kill him, like it to dump a lot of resources into getting him, then I'm gonna have like free reign over the mid room.
Yeah,
Um,
and even then, like with a stun and a charge, I'm just not able to put damage into you,
exactly.
which is like it's such a pain. Maybe it almost I shouldn't, but it's like this is such an awkward position. I really was hoping if that's not an X arc, like I just scrambled the Banshee, but because it's the X arc, you just charge, fight, and kill two of me,
Yeah,
and it's like
exactly.
unacceptable. I have to take any result that's not that. Yeah, and we can skip through all of
Yeah.
your
Deliberation.
deliberation here if you want
Do I
to
charge the
listen
Vox? Do I
to
charge
him
the
hum.
comms? Do I do this? Do I do that? Yeah. Yeah, and then you can see the health going right down to 5 because I got a gross spike on that stun.
Yeah,
I think it was the second most damage I've ever done with that in my life.
yeah, which is not what I was hoping for. It's like these are the games where it's like, oh man, when you get spikes like that, I'm just like, man, I'm already behind. I cannot. I have a win line, but man, it hurts when you get spikes like that. If you want to see the dice rolled, you can. It doesn't matter. There was no resources. I actually think I did spend a resource for a transhuman. No, I did not. No, I did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I spent one on a transhuman. Should not just to die. But yeah, again, this position feels so bad for me. I'm like really trying to figure out how I recover from here. Boom. Okay, double dominate. And that's sort of like, again, the reason this position is so bad for me is because you have dominate on this side that you're
Yeah,
winning. And it's like,
exactly.
yeah, because now you get to hatchway fight and then charge me. And I'm just like, come on. What am I doing with my life?
Yeah, and
Oh,
again, just doing the
yeah.
finagling the micro spacing of that Banshee there.
And as we do this, we're going to see another play where I get a bit fancy here and actually just cost myself a massive amount. I'm going to move my marksman. Boom. Actually, yeah. So let's go back to more. All right. I'm going to move my marksman here to be outside of 6, trying to get this reroll for being outside of 6 and no cover. When the marksman is just consistent enough, I should just be shooting you normally and CP rerolling. Um, because by positioning myself in this place, I don't have visibility of the entire point. And
Yeah.
so you're going to be able to shoot me later down the line while being on the point without me shooting you back. And I'm like, oh God, I'm just getting fancy here and like not really thinking through it all.
No, for sure. I think
I
that
th-
marksman play was definitely let up a lot of the pressure on my
yeah,
end.
I think it was like probably my second biggest misplay this game.
Now, I wonder if even going for the Reaver might have been the right call. Because again, I like insta kill the Reaver. I
Yeah,
just need
exactly.
I'd have purity seals here, so
No, I
and then I
agree.
just pop conceal and
I think like in I should have just activated the Reaver, charged your striking scorpion, killed him, shot your banshee, and that would have been the
yeah,
stronger play. It keeps my marksman ready to
or
go.
even maybe even the what's it called the Dire Avenger back there
Mhm.
could also work.
Yeah,
Take even less in return. Shoot the Banshee
yeah.
afterwards.
Just like make some action happen with him instead of giving him to you for free.
Yeah, because I was thinking like I was thinking that the double kill is acceptable because I have such strong, dominate tokens on my point that
Yeah, you
it's
just
kind of acceptable for that to happen, and then I have one guy left to maybe clean you up and then run away with 2 more.
Mhm.
But I was also very happy with that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can see it in what's happened here is that like the Omni Scramble hasn't done anything, right? Right. I guess it's one more. It will do something before it dies, but it's just like because it's only Omni Scramble 2, it's just a lot less pressure than it would otherwise be.
Yeah. Here I make a big mistake of transmitting that point.
Yeah.
I swear I need to lock the hell in and realize that transmission is not loot. um, so
Yep.
yeah,
No, and
I did
I
not
think
transmit more.
we're going to see is I
Or I
make
need
my
to.
best play and then my worst play consecutively. I'm going to put. I think you doing that transmission puts me in a position to, despite being really far behind, still win this game, and I'm immediately going to throw it away.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. Clearly not my. And you'll know I will immediately after doing it know what I did wrong, and immediately be like, "Oh god damn it, I'm so bad." But we'll boom. Okay, we're like stuttering a bit. Looks like. Well,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take my. At this point, I'm looking at this and I'm just like, okay, I've lost this side. I just with you spiking there, there's no shot of me doing anything here. What I need to do here is I need to minimize damage. In this case, that means killing your dominate tokens, right? So I actually go for your ready to operative because I want the extra counteract. A lot of my
Right.
plans here depend on having an extra counteract. And so I'm going to make. I'm not going to. We don't need to look at all my movement. I thought I spent a minute measuring out movement. Yeah. So my goal here is just I need to kill your dominate tokens. Because my hope here is just limit you to 4 dominate, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm looking at everything here and I'm saying, hey, if you're on 4 dominate, I score my intels, I'm in an okay position, very winnable, and I will actually successfully do so, which is great. We'll watch the dice rolled, but blam.
And you pop piercing for it. Yeah.
Yeah, we pop piercing on it.
Fail everything and die.
Dead.
As is
Yeah,
tradition for Blades of Cain.
Again, I think if you had made a crit in a normal, you live there, right? Yeah, with
I mean, you pay a CP to get just a scratch, I guess.
Yeah, with the just a scratch, you still having, but at least then I would have used her fucking just a scratch. God damn.
Oh, I use it to great effect later.
I know it's like so many times this game. I'm just like not. Yeah, not in the. You're never making you use your just a scratch. It's such a pain.
I think this was another thing that I took a while to decide on.
Mhm.
Because I was
I don't know
thinking that I
why.
needed to.
There's a really clear thing to do here. I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
I think you spent like a hot minute discussing it when I just think you end up making the clearly obvious play.
Yeah. Yeah.
This game is like you overthinking a lot of things, and I'm just here like dumb to dumb making my plays. Although this next play is, I think, going to be my best play of the game, and the play that should have won me this game, should have won it for me, right? Like I think I make a play here that should have put me in a position where you just don't have a chance to win the game.
Yeah, no, it caught me off guard a lot.
And just like this play is like, if I had been playing at the level I was at this game the whole time, it would have been a different game. I was not, sadly. Sure. I mean, you still played excellently, like, but this play was far and away the best thing I did, and we'll watch.
No, it caught me off guard a lot. I did not expect it at all. Oh, after I take the shot,
Why the fuck is it stuttering like this?
That is very odd.
Okay. It's only stuttering when we're moving models. It like fixes when we go to roll dice.
Yeah, that was my second legal 5 ceaseless balanced rending shot of the game.
They are brutal. But yeah, I'm gonna make some spicy action happen here. This is one of my favorite Phobos classic plays. The move dash. smoke myself.
Yeah,
So this play, let's chat about it. I think this was the best play I made this game.
I agree.
I think it forces you to decide between either immediately making action to kill this model, or dealing with and letting me shoot your Exarch and maybe just kill them, or dealing with that model, right? Which is this neat thing whereby like last activation of Space Marines is kind of the most threatening thing, because then every Space Marine is back to being full scariness, right?
Right.
And it's more clear on a team like Deathwatch where your counteracts are better. Phobos actually have pretty weak counteracts for Marines. It's like one of those weaknesses that's not really chatted about for Phobos. But this team doesn't counteract that well, right?
Yeah.
They're sort of the worst counteract Marines. It just, in the end, counteract power is not actually that meaningful. Like the different, yes, Deathwatch get a lot of power from counteracts, but like it's not that much more than Phobos get, you know. So even though Phobos are the weakest in the counteract phase, it's still plenty. It's still strong enough, you know, to get what you need.
Sure.
Which is a bit odd. It's sort of funny to say that because like all Marines are sort of good at counteracts, but it is noticeable that Phobos have weaker counteracts than like AOD, Deathwatch, even teams like Nemclaw typically have better counteracts than Phobos. Phobos actually lose a lot of their. They just don't have a lot of counteract threat, and because the team really wants to be on guard with like the marksman, you'll find awkward counteracts a lot of the time.
Yeah, I think in this position, I was like, holy shit, I think I just lost the game off of transmitting the point.
Yeah, yeah. You make the mistake. I immediately punish the mistake, and I'm like, I think I just won the game, and I'm immediately gonna throw it away with. God damn it. We can go about a minute.
Yeah, I think a lot of score calculations there because I was like, fuck, how do I
both,
bring this back?
The minute this happens, the minute I see you transmit, the minute you see me make this play, both of us are fully in score counting mode. And I'm going, holy shit, did I just win this game? And you're going, holy shit, I think he just won this game. How do I bring it back? And then I'm going to make an incredible play that will immediately throw it away. As you measure out your ability to move up and shoot me, I will look at this and go, what am I doing here? I mean, you clean me up with your Exarch and activate transmission on your point.
Yeah, and I'll say really quickly as a little side note, a little fancy play that I did there was I knew that you were going to be able to go there and shoot my Exarch with 4 dominates. So that's part of why I wanted to position my Dire Avenger there, so that I could Dance of Death him and keep the dominate safe, and then also get my Exarch back in the game.
Yeah, very fancy. That's a neat one that we won't end up seeing matter because I'm a disaster, but could have mattered a lot for sure. Had I not proceeded to counteract shoot you like a dumbass, I did this play, and the minute I rolled these dice, I was like, "Fuck! I just lost the game." Which
I think I even contempted it too.
What? Yeah, you were like,
I think I even contempted it as well.
Yeah, exactly. This shot doesn't kill you. If this shot had killed you, it would have been okay, right? But you can tempt it. I don't have purity seals. You still have fucking just a scratch, and you'll make both your saves, or you make one of your saves just scratch the other. Yeah. And it's like if I had rolled a crit there, I kill you. But I look at this and I just go, "Fuck! I just threw the game. That's it. I just lost." God damn it. And I think that's true. I'm happy to say the results of this game at this point. Yeah. So Paul will immediately move up and murder me. Because, so to be clear, if you're not aware, the thing I needed to do here is just charge you, right? Because if I just charge you, you are forced to either come up to the point to tap it to take the primary points, in which case I win priority, I get a double kill, and run away with data, or I get a kill, grab data, move away, or you don't move up to the points to tap it, in which case I'm gaining it's a 2 crit op swing, and I'm already ahead in crit op.
For sure.
So like, no matter what happens here, I'm gaining a lot, but if I make the play that lets you walk up, steal the point from me, and kill me, I lose the game. I hate this game. Yeah, so we see I make this mistake, and I think this mistake is the one that loses me the game, which is hilarious because I think like pretty consistently throughout the game, I made a couple big mistakes, and you made one mistake. really, this transmission. And it still is such a tight game that
Right.
it comes down to me being an absolute dumbass, looking at, like, you're like, hey, I can move here, double shoot you. And I go, great. I'm going to let you move, double shoot me. What am I fucking doing with my life? Brutal. Yeah, you move up, you shoot me. Again, my marksman isn't even in point to shoot you back for doing this. So you steal the point, you kill me, everything is bad. You spike the dice here to kill me, and then I
Yeah, I mean,
roll
to be fair,
three
it's
twos.
lethal balanced for both, and then one of them's lethal 5.
Yeah,
And then you also rolled that. Because I think I managed to kill you in the first shot, which was
yeah,
disgusting.
which is gross.
I think statistically I do kill because one of them is
Yeah,
lethal 5, but
again,
still, getting the kill in one was just like, oh, well, now I have a free command point for next turn.
yeah, it's just like, oh god. And yeah, the game is here. We have another 18 minutes, although I think 10 of this is just post game, me
Yeah.
leaving the stream going. But
I think like 6 minutes of TP4 was me like, holy shit, this is Phobos. I still can
you
throw
got
it. Let me not throw it.
Yeah, you measuring it out and me just going, brother, you won the game. I have one fucking operative left. You don't need to be measuring this shit out. But yeah, cool. So that play is where the game comes to its conclusion. Unfortunate on my end, a series of misplays leading to this final one where I make such a bad misplay, I can't even believe it. What am I doing with my life, Paul? How I'm supposed to be good at this game? But yeah, I put myself in this awesome position to bring it back and then immediately throw it away. So the result ends up being my great play and my bad play return us to the same result it would have been. But yeah. So overall, what are your thoughts on the game? Thoughts on the post game thing?
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought it was a very fun game for sure. It was definitely like it was a little stressful, but since there were no stakes, it kind of canceled out. It was definitely pretty fun, and it was very interesting because I think this is the maybe second time I've even played against Phobos.
Okay.
And the first time I played against it was a pretty new player.
Mm-hmm.
So this was my first time playing like a really good Phobos. And I'm familiar enough with Phobos that I was able to be like, I know what I would do as the Phobos, and I know what I would do as the Blades because I play both teams.
Mm-hmm.
But it was definitely very fun to actually get it down
Yeah.
and do it for once.
Yeah, I mean, this was an interesting game. I think I made probably 2 plays this game that you weren't expecting, right? Like, that you
The
wouldn't have.
Reaper Storage.
Yeah. And again, those are the plays I should be making all the time. Yeah, but very well played on your part. Take this one. Congratulations. Thank you for joining me to chat about the game in post. But yeah, any final thoughts before I close it up?
Nothing coming to mind right now other than Phobos are broken as hell.
Phobos are broken as hell.
Blades need a buff. Blades need a buff. I promise. We need a buff.
Yeah, this game is like, again, I've said it a couple times. I feel like you outplayed the hell out of me this game, right? And it was still close enough that it came down to me effectively throwing the game at the end, right? Which is like, what are we doing? Why does Phobos have the ability to do this as a team?
Yeah.
Well, GG, man. Thank you for playing.
Jeez, yeah.
Best of luck in your next one.
Yeah, I hope we meet again in the finals.
I hope so too. Good luck and good night.
Yeah, good luck.